This is going to be part 3 of our lesson on angles. This is section 1.3. Last time we looked at naming angles and how we would do it and naming the parts of angles. We're going to do the same thing here. The only difference is the diagram is a little more complicated. We have an extra ray in the diagram. And notice what that does. That makes 2 little angles, and it also makes 1 big angle if you push them together. So we're going to see this diagram a ton. There are 3 angles here, 2 little ones and a big one. We're going to practice naming the little angles. So this angle right here, use your finger or your pencil to trace it. We would call it angle GWT. Now, obviously, there's other ways to name it, but I'm using 3 letters because I know I'm going to be doing that most of the time. I could have also called this angle TWG, or I could have called it angle 1. The other little angle lives over here. Use your finger or your pencil to trace it. You would call that angle TWC. You could also reverse the letters, or you could call it angle 2. The big angle is this guy. Use your finger or your pencil. We're going to call this angle GWC. You could also call it angle GWC, CWG. What you don't want to do is name this angle with a number, because there's no one number that talks about this angle, the big angle. Also, the other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to name any of these angles angle W. That's the vertex for all 3 angles. So if you're talking about angle W, which angle are you talking about? That's why it gets confusing, and that's why we don't use 1 letter that often. We're going to use 3 letters most of the time. I'm going to do the same thing for number 8. The 2 little angles would be angle FWZ. You could reverse the letters if you wanted, or you could call it angle 5. The other little angle would be angle 6 over here. We'll call that angle FWQ. The big angle is the combination of those 2. That would be angle QWZ. You could also reverse the letters. Don't use a number here, and definitely don't call it angle W. W is a vertex for all 3 angles. Okay, last slide, probably the easiest concept. We're going to name these points. Are they on the interior, exterior, or are they on the angle? So here's our angle IOU. Notice how there are 3 points on that angle. Points I, O, and U. And again, I'm using commas to separate them because if I don't, 3 capital letters together means a plane. And that's not what we're talking about here. We're looking for the points. Okay, the points on the interior of the angle would be the ones on the inside. That's what interior means. So point B and point L are on the interior. And then there's 2 points on the exterior. We'll call those point K and point E. Again, just make sure you use commas there to separate them.